of Saints and Sinners by Morningstar Writes. Chapter 14. The Moon. Hey, that's Lucifer! Lucifer turns around at the sound of his name. He's out on an errand with Charlie and Maggie, and they all stop in their tracks watching as a demon runs up while waving a picture in the air. Can you sign this for me? I wanted to ask you at the masquerade ball, but the lineup for your autograph was too long. Before he can respond, the demon shoves a pen and a picture in front of his face. It's of him and Alastor at the Consent Club, lit up in neon colors from the strobe lights. They're standing against the wall together just moments before they slipped away to fight in the alleyway. Oh, Lucifer laughs awkwardly. Sure. As he's signing her picture, Baggy and Charlie peer at it as well. Do you just carry that around with you? Maggie asks suspiciously. The demon holds up her hands as though to surrender. What can I say? I like to look at eye candy. And speaking of your highness, if you're ever free, my back door is always open. She winks lasciviously, and he hurriedly hands the picture back to her. Thank you for your very generous offer, but I'm kind of tied up right now. And later as well. You know what? I'm busy forever. Well, if you get tired of your little boy toy, she writes her phone number on his hand before he can stop her. You can come here. Bye. It's when she's already left that Lucifer registers what she said. Wait, boy toy? Who? Don't listen to her, Dad. She probably just wants to get some sort of reaction from you. Charlie tries to rub the phone number off of his hand, but the permanent marker is impossible to wipe off. Uh-oh, I think this will come off in a few days. Lucifer looks at the digits, signed with an XOXO at the end. Well, I'll live. More importantly, Charlie, dear, what's next on your list of things to buy? Right! Charlie says brightly. Let's go this way. They make their way towards a row of quaint little shops. The electricity has fully returned, and the whole town is abuzz with TV broadcasts on every display. After they've been shopping for a while, something catches Lucifer's eye. The familiar sight of the little red radio in the storefront. Except this time it's at a deeper discount marked 80% off, and he stares at it for a while. Way longer than he realizes because Charlie has to shake him to get his attention. Dad, what's up? Something wrong? He looks back at the radio, the glossy surface gleaming under the sun, and he reflects on the first time he saw it. It had reminded him of Alastor. Still reminds him of Alastor, actually present tense, and he kind of wants to... Nothing's wrong. Lucifer starts to make his way into the shop. I'm just gonna hop in here. I'll be right back. He pushes the door open, hears the little bell ring out his arrival, and he inspects the radio from up close. It's nice and compact, small enough that he could just keep it in his room. It's just... Should he get it? Oh, a radio! Lucifer is startled to hear Charlie, who had trailed in after him. Charlie, what are you doing in here? She looks at him in confusion. Huh? We're shopping together, right? And the little knickknacks here look so cool. She grabs a ribbon from the display and places it against Maggie's hair. Oh my God, Maggie, you look beautiful with this. We should get it. Do you think so? Maggie looks at herself in the mirror and she blushes when Charlie nods her head enthusiastically. Okay, thank you, hon. So let's get this and... Charlie looks back at the radio. Do you want to buy that, Dad? Oh, what? Lucifer laughs awkwardly, yanking at his shirt collar. The radio? Why would I... Well... He pauses to stare at it, all alone in the window display, disconnected after months of collecting dust. Old-fashioned, but still elegant. The color's so red, it's hard to look away. He picks it up in his hands, and he runs a gentle finger across the candy apple surface. Yep, Lucifer finally acquiesces. I want it. Alastor has a pickup slip for Rosie's Emporium in his hands. It's one of those days where Charlie requires everyone to lend a hand, but he doesn't really mind. Any excuse to meet up with Rosie is a good one in his opinion. Rosie! He says cheerfully, and she immediately perks up at the sound of his voice. Alastor! Rosie cries out, and she turns to her customer at the counter. Sorry, darling, the shop is closed now. Huh? The demon blinks at this. But the hour is clearly this. We're closed. Rosie shoos her out through the door. After she flips the sign to say closed, she turns around to beam at him. What brings you in today? She asks, and Alastor hands her the form. Oh, just picking up a little something for Charlie. Charlie? I do miss that girl. Rosie motions for Alastor to follow her. Come with me and we'll find it together. They make their way into the back room, and Rosie sifts through the racks of clothes, pulling out dress after dress to fulfill the order. So, how have you been? She lowers her voice covertly. I know it must have been tough on you. How's your deal? Alastor hasn't contacted Rosie since the night of the ball, and he leans on his radio staff, deliberating over the best way to summarize everything. We've concluded it, Alastor settles on saying, and Rosie looks at him with surprise. Really? How about that? She carefully zips up all the dresses into one bag. Well, did you end up killing Lucifer? Alastor laughs heartily at this. I certainly tried to. Alastor, no, tell me you didn't. Rosie's tone is full of admonishment, and he shrugs nonchalantly, his smile resigned. Unfortunately, I failed. He hesitates to say the next part because he just knows that Rosie is going to shoot him some sort of smug, I told you so look. And now we're friends. Right on cue. Rosie sends him the look. It's accompanied by some genuine excitement. Alastor! Rosie sweeps his hands up into hers. Why don't you lead with that next time? I knew you could do it if you really put your mind to it. Oh, I'm unable to claim all the credit, Alastor says. I was perfectly prepared to never see him again, but he immobilized me, Alastor thinks. He's used to having sinners fear him, apparent in the way they run at the sight of him, cry at his presence, beg for his amnesty. It was enjoyable watching them cower from his sheer power, and an absolute riot to crush their hope under his hand. Everyone wanted Alastor to disappear. No one wanted him to stay. And Lucifer's fear at the radio tower was so palpable he could practically taste it. But it was different than what he was used to. He had been afraid that Alastor would leave. It had thrown him for a loop. Lucifer had held on to him so desperately, hands fisting in the lapels of his jacket, yelling like he was truly devastated at the thought of his departure. He had sincerely expressed that they were friends, and it was all such a confusing display of emotion, but Alastor couldn't take his eyes off of him. And when they finally held each other... Fuck. He made a compelling argument, Alastor says simply. Rosie tilts her head at this, waiting for him to elaborate, but he never does. Well, ain't that something? I'm really, really happy for you, Alastor. Rosie, you are making much too big of a deal out of this. Of course, how silly of me. Rosie looks at him with fond exasperation. You know what? I would like to meet him again. I'll join you on your way out. If that pleases you, then by all means. She hands him the garment bag, and they make their way out of the shop. Charlie, I think we got everything. Maggie double-checks the list before nodding. Yep, it's all here. This is wonderful! And we did it so quickly, too. We're really ahead of schedule today. They continue to walk down the streets before turning a corner into the cannibal district. We can probably head back now. Dad, can you make a portal? You got it. Lucifer lifts up his hand, preparing to conjure up a golden portal. Alastor! Rosie points in front of them. Ain't that Charlie and them over there? Alastor follows the direction of her finger, and his eyes land on the unmistakable shape of Lucifer, always standing out against the red backdrop of the city. Good eye! It certainly is. Alastor cackles, shifting away into shadow. I'm going to give them a little greeting. The portal flickers in the air, luminescent under the sunlight. While Lucifer walks towards it, he turns his head to look at Charlie and Maggie, not paying attention to what's in front of him. Okay, so let's go back. Ah! He smacks right into a tall red figure, and he fumbles over his footing and careens backwards, and he's falling and falling and falling until the head shoots out to grab onto his, pulling him up so quickly that he thwacks against someone's chest. Oh! Lucifer rubs his nose from the pain. Even before he opens his eyes, he has a sneaking suspicion about who it is. Looks like I saved you, Alastor sings. Lucifer looks up, and you can see the roguish smile on his face. You are welcome. It's not saving if you're the one who made me fall in the first place, asshole. Lucifer glowers. Where did you even come from, anyway? Oh, I was in Cannibal Town, just assisting Charlie with a little something. Alastor demonstrates by jostling a garment bag in his left hand, although Lucifer's kind of distracted by his right hand because, well, they're still holding hands. Alastor's palm is smooth and warm, and his thumb brushes idly across the back of Lucifer's hand from side to side. his every touch leaving tingles on his skin. He's pretty certain that Alastor isn't even consciously aware he's doing it, and he doesn't necessarily want him to stop, so he just sort of lets him. But then his eyes snap to the numbers scrawled across Lucifer's hand. What's this now? A series of digits accompanied by X's and O's? Did someone make a pass at you? Alastor tightens his grip, his fingers digging into his skin. Something about his relentless stare makes it hard for him to speak. Well... Lucifer looks over at Charlie helplessly, and she immediately picks up on his weight. Right! This demon came up to us. She had a picture of the two of you, and asked my dad to sign it. She also told him to use her back door. Baggy adds unhelpfully. Charlie scolds. Alastor ponders over this information. Well, what's the verdict? Will you be calling her? Alastor smiles pleasantly, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes, and Lucifer has the strangest urge to reassure him. What do you think? Absolutely not. Lucifer insists, very, very determinedly. I'm not gonna date some rando off the streets. Are you sure? After all, you should take what you can get. Despite this, Alastor's dear ears perk up. Oh, we'll be talking about romance. Rosie walks up to them, clearly catching on to the last part of their conversation. Who's the lucky person, Your Highness? Nope, it's nobody, Lucifer says hurriedly. And besides, I'm kind of busy right now. There's the hotel, for one. His eyes sweep over to look at Alastor. And, dealing with this guy is a full-time job. Lucifer slips out of their handhold to elbow Alastor, who looks down at him peevishly. Are you incapable of multitasking? No wonder you do such a poor job at the hotel. Alastor jams a finger onto Lucifer's chest. Nope. It's because other people are slacking. And here's a hint. I'm talking about you. Lucifer shoves him. Alastor knocks him back. Thrust, strike, hits each other until Charlie manhandles her way in and pushes them apart firesomely. Come on. Didn't you two promise to get along? Charlie sounds frantic, and that's when Lucifer realizes he should probably let her know. Oh, that. He smiles sheepishly. We actually finished that old deal. Oh? Didn't you say it's not a deal? Alastor taunts. Before Lucifer can respond, Charlie grabs his shoulders from shock. What? When? How? Where? And more importantly, why didn't either of you say anything? I can at least answer the when, which is right after the ball. Lucifer smiles awkwardly, and Charlie looks a bit offended by this. Dad? That was ages ago. Oh, dearie, Rosie says sympathetically. If it makes you feel any better, Alastor just told me this today. They all turn to look at Lucifer and Alastor. I know, I'm sorry, Charlie. It just never came up naturally. Lucifer shrinks under Charlie's hurt stare. Anyway, we're friends now, right? He's directing this to Alastor, who heaves a sigh as though it were an awful burden for him to even say it. If you insist on putting a label on it, I suppose you can say that we are friends. Friends? Charlie pauses. Her eyes sparkle, and a single tear rolls down her cheeks. Well, if that's the case, then... Amazing! I can't believe it! My dad... Charlie holds Lucifer's hand in her right hand. And my other dad... She holds Alastor's hand in her left. Finally getting along! Charlie, please don't call him that. Lucifer deadpans. Well, why not? Alastor chuckles at this. I have been quite the father figure for dear Charlie here. To make his point, Alastor jerks Charlie to his side. I'm her actual dad. Lucifer yanks her towards him instead. Two heads are better than one. Alastor snatches Charlie back. Okay! Charlie rips her hands out of their grasps. Friends, right? That's what you said? Friends. They respond together, tersely. Well, that is definitely a reason to celebrate. Charlie practically bounces in place. Maggie, stop everything. Let's host a party. As wonderful as that sounds, I'm afraid I have prior commitments, Alastor says dismissively, clearly making up an excuse. I didn't even tell you when it's going to happen, Alastor. Oh, don't be such a Susan, Rosie says, and Alastor bristles at the name. If the princess is throwing a party, it's only right to join in. Charlie grabs Rosie's hand, her face brimming with gratitude. Rosie, if you're available, please feel free to join us. How lovely. Rosie has a playful twinkle in her eye. Well, I'll definitely be there then. Thank you, darling. Husk is watching TV with Angel Dust when Charlie returns back to the hotel and she makes a determined beeline towards them. So, Angel, Husk! She claps her hands together to get their attention. You may be wondering what could Charlie want with us this time, but I just wanted to announce that my dad and Alastor have ended their deal and are officially friends. Angel Dust instantly turns the TV off. Friends? He echoes. Are you being serious right now? Yes! Charlie's eyes sparkle. And just like that, the Husband Hotel works its magic again. Sinners can be redeemed, and demons can become friends with angels. He shares some people don't think with Husk. I guess that makes some sense then. Kind of like those unlikely animal friendship videos. Exactly! Charlie says cheerfully. And I thought it would be fun to have a little party to celebrate. Let's host a casino night.
Casino night?
Husk's cat ears perk up at this.
You're speaking my language.
Love the enthusiasm. Okay, so we'll meet back here for the party. And Husk, can you help me with decorating? You have the most knowledge on what casinos are like, after all. He sighs in defeat, but he does nod.
Sure, princess. I'll pitch in.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Charlie beams. Okay, I just have some stuff to prepare, so I'll see you here in a few. After Charlie runs off, Angel Dust turns to Husk indignantly. Can you believe that? After all that, the big secret is that friends? Boring! He lets out a snort, unable to hide his amusement at Angel Dust's disappointment.
So what now? You've been working on this case for a long time.
Well, if you want to know my professional opinion, Angel Dust says, and by professional, I mean as a porn star.
I got it the first time.
I still think there's more underneath. Angel Dust leans his back against the couch. Neither of them are good at acting at all. They clearly enjoy just looking at each other. I saw the way Alastor was staring at Lucifer in the music room and the radio show. Even though Nifty was absolutely useless as a spy, I did tune in. Angel Dust's shoulders sink a bit. I mean, they were just arguing as per usual, but I'm positive there's something there. So, he trails off and Husk feels increasingly concerned about what Angel Dust has up his sleeve.
What are you gonna do now?
Okay, since evidence isn't just gonna show itself in front of me, I'm gonna take matters into my own hands. Angel Dust clenches a fist with determination. I'm gonna try flirting with one of them. What? Husk shakes his head, shakes his hands. No! And to further demonstrate his disapproval, he grabs Angel Dust to shake him back and forth.
Angel, you've done a lot of stupid things since we've known each other, but this is the worst idea you've come up with.
Oh, fuck you. I think you mean to say the best idea.
I can't see this ending well for you at all. I mean flirting with Lucifer. Flirting with Alastor. You have a death wish or something.
Ugh, I know neither of them are easy to go after. Angel Dust looks rather grim at the prospect. Lucifer's oblivious as hell, and Alastor will probably try to gut me, so I guess between the two of them, Lucifer might be a little bit better.
You can't seriously be planning this.
Angel Dust pulls Husk into a one-armed hug. Oh, don't be mad, baby. You're still my number one guy.
I ain't worried about that.
Husk grumbles, but he still leans into Angel Dust's embrace.
What I'm concerned about is you messing around with Alastor. I mean, your theory is that they're into each other? Alastor, that guy? I don't think he's got a single romantic bone in his body.
Well, it's just a theory, geez, and it's easy enough to test out.
What are you gonna do?
Husk asks wearily. At the poker game. Angel Dust nods to himself. I'm gonna turn on the charm.
Right, in the meantime, I'll prepare a eulogy for your funeral.
What? Husk! Lucifer places the radio down on his desk where it bumps up against the Alastor duck. Squeak!
Oh, right.
He picks up the duck and stares into its red eyes.
You're still here.
It's embarrassing to look at even after all these days. Why did he make it so needlessly detailed? He's tempted to throw it away, but at the same time he did promise to give one of these to Alastor.
I guess it's time.
Lucifer steals his nerves and finally teleports in front of Alastor's room. He's not quite ready to just materialize into his bedroom. Oh, he's not Alastor who comes and goes as he pleases. He squares his shoulders, raps on the door, knock, 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 awaits. Awaits. And there's no answer. Maybe he's at his tower, Lucifer thinks. He summons up a golden portal, and when he steps out, the room is eerily quiet. It's rather unwelcoming without the playing of music, without the sound of the radio show, without Alastor himself, if he's being completely honest. He sits down in Alastor's seat and looks down at the buttons on the panel. He wasn't paying much attention during the show, but it looks rather complicated. A mess of switches and levers that he has no idea how to operate.
Well, I don't know where he is then,
Lucifer says aloud, wanting to break the silence. It's disorienting being here by himself. It reminds him of all those years at the castle, Charlie absent, Lilith gone, surrounded by nothing but the never-ending solitude. He turns his head to the window, staring up at the moon. It's crescent-shaped tonight, hanging down alone, a thin, red sliver in the sky.
Just you and me again, huh?
Lucifer sighs out to the moon. It doesn't respond back.
Wow, okay. You've never been a good conversationalist.
He scoffs. He gets up about to return to his room when he catches sight of something red in the distance. Alastor on the rooftop, gazing up at the moon by himself, and a smile involuntarily forms on Lucifer's face. Gotcha, he murmurs. Lucifer conjures up a portal directly behind Alastor. He makes sure to tiptoe, sneakily, carefully, quietly, taking the world's tiniest steps until he's right beside him. Alastor still hasn't noticed him, looking lost in thought, and Lucifer leans down.
Hey,
he whispers right into his ear. Alastor flinches, whirls around to face him, thrusts a claw at Lucifer's neck that he smoothly dodges. Alastor's eyes wide with surprise when he realizes who it is, and he drops his hand. That's you. Lucifer flashes him a mischievous smile, secretly pleased to have caught Alastor off guard.
How'd you like that? Serves you right for always appearing out of nowhere. Not that great to be on the receiving side, huh?
Is that how you want to play it? Alastor squeezed him. Well then, I'll return the favor when you least expect it.
How was that any different from usual?
Oh, I will ensure that you hate it.
Like I said, how is that any different from usual?
Lucifer slumps down beside him, and they both look up at the sky together. Little red stars dot the atmosphere, and the moon looks less solitary now. What are you doing here? Alastor inquires. Lucifer doesn't have an excuse prepared, unfortunately. He probably should have thought this through a little bit.
I was looking for you,
he ends up admitting, and Alastor lifts an eyebrow at this. Well, you found me. Alastor leans in, a smirk on his lips. Now what will you do to me? His words hit Lucifer in all sorts of ways at once, making his breath catch in his throat, renders him tongue-tied for a long time, really long, much too long, in fact, and Alastor gazes at him questioningly. And that's when Lucifer realizes, far too late, that Alastor didn't even notice this he said anything out of the ordinary. He feels embarrassment rear its ugly head again, and Lucifer quickly changes the subject to tamp it down.
I have something,
Lucifer blurts out, and then he clears his throat, trying to lower his volume.
I have something for you.
Alastor's dear ears flick up with curiosity. Oh? Whatever can it be? Lucifer clutches the duck in his pocket, about to pull it out, and then hesitates.
Close your eyes first.
Alastor recoils. No!
Oh, come on, just do it.
No! He hisses this time, his smile straight.
Okay, fine, yeesh.
Lucifer rolls his eyes.
Put your hand out then.
Alastor still seems wary, but he eventually does put his hand out. Second thoughts plague Lucifer's mind, and he loosens his grip on the duck.
Actually,
Lucifer tries to backpedal. I take it back. Absolutely not. Alastor impatiently gestures with his hand, still waiting. It must be quite the gift for you to hunt me down.
I didn't hunt you down, okay?
Except he kind of did, and he's even more nervous now.
But fine. Fine. 1 second.
Lucifer takes in a deep breath, and he pulls out the duck with a flourish.
Now presenting.
He places the duck onto Alastor's palm. Squeak!
Your own personalized rubber duck.
There's no response, just Alastor staring down at it, and he feels increasingly awkward the longer he doesn't say anything.
Ta-da.
Lucifer smiles weakly, and then he holds his hands up to do jazz hands.
What do you think?
Is this? He brings it up to his face to examine it. Supposed to be me.
Yeah. God, Lucifer's mouth feels so dry. It shoots poison.
Alastor immediately puts it down. First the fire, now the poison. Are you trying to murder me? Alastor says calmly, but he does narrow his eyes at him. I'm afraid I'm not that easy to kill.
I mean, it came in handy last time, didn't it? Lucifer ups. Alright, if you don't like it, just give it back to me.
Well now, I would advise you not to put words in my mouth.
Alastor sounds a bit frantic.
You are so quick to jump to conclusions.
So does that mean you'll like it?
In lieu of responding, Alastor takes the Lucifer duck from his pocket and holds them both in his hands. They look so tiny in his large hands that he's smiling as per usual, but it looks almost genuine this time.
You fucking do!
Lucifer realizes, and Alastor flattens his deer ears at this. Well, it is an image of me. How can I possibly hate it? It's not the most flattering compliment Lucifer has received, but he takes it anyway.
Alastor carefully places the ducks in the space between them, and they stare at them together. So then,
Lucifer tilts his head.
What are you doing here?
It's the same question Alastor had asked him earlier. He looks up from the ducks, and his red eyes are startlingly bright in the darkness. Do you really wish to know? It's a loaded statement, one that Lucifer can't seem to unpack.
Huh? Well, yeah, of course.
Alastor's eyes dart away from his face, and his chest rises. Inhale, falls, exhales. I was thinking about you. Alastor sounds uncharacteristically serious. It makes Lucifer sit up straighter, listen closer, focus harder. He carefully turns to face Alastor, who is still pointedly looking away from him, his eyes fixated on the moon.
What about me?
He's a bit nervous to hear the answer. Alastor absent-mindedly picks up the ducks again, his expression impassive. Oh, nothing special. He glances at it from the corner of his eyes. I was just musing about all that fear you carry inside that tiny body of yours.
Fear?
Lucifer repeats, offended.
For what?
Did you want a list? I am happy to provide you with one. First, Alastor lifts up a finger. Your constant worry about others. Second,
Alastor lifts up another.
Your ceaseless unrest about people leaving. Third, Lucifer slaps his hand down, flustered and uncomfortable and feeling way too seen.
Okay, I get it. I'm pathetic. What do you want from me?
You misunderstand, he says quickly, urgently. But the next part comes out at a snail's pace. Why do you... Alastor grinds the words out of his teeth, looks down at the ducks, looks up at the sky, looks at anywhere but him, it seems, and then Alastor gives up on finishing his sentence, the two of them submerged under a silence that engulfs them entirely. Despite all this, Lucifer still sits beside him quietly, and Alastor's not sure why. They're not doing anything entertaining. For all intents and purposes, they're just two people on the roof, pretending to gaze at the stars. Alastor picks up the ducks again. The likeness is remarkable, and he keeps detaching and reattaching the radio staff from the duck's wing. It's when he looks at the deer ears specifically that he notices something is off. It seems you've made a mistake. Alastor drops the duck onto Lucifer's lap. I don't recall having such massive ears.
They're perfect.
Lucifer bristles, and he puts the duck beside Alastor's face to compare.
Yep, just as I thought. They look exactly the same.
Oh, I don't think so. Alastor flicks his ears at him purposefully. You should take a better look. Lucifer leans in, golden eyes studying him so intensely that Alastor loses the ability to breathe for just a moment. A mere millisecond, only drawing in a sharp intake when Lucifer moves back.
I seriously can't see the difference.
It is a matter of scale. To demonstrate, Alastor lifts up his ears with his hands. You should know that a true professional would have held and measured them to check the dimensions.
Wait. Uncertainty flashes across Lucifer's face. Does that mean, can I touch them?
Alastor's smile freezes. What? And he hears the sound of the record needle scratch again. He hadn't expected Lucifer to take his suggestion in earnest, but the prospect does capture his interest. He doesn't let anyone touch his ears, not even Nifty, who has a pinch after climbing all over his head. His ears flicker downwards to look at Lucifer's hands, small yet strong, and lacking his wedding ring.
kidding. Lucifer barks out a laugh, unnatural and definitely uncomfortable. Ha, you were joking, right? Did you want it to be a joke? Alastor's radio filter slips off, voice deadly serious. That's when Lucifer pauses, stares at him searchingly. He clears his throat, runs his hands through his blonde hair, fidgets in a million different ways before finally admitting, no.
And so Alastor dips his head down in confirmation, and Lucifer reaches a careful hand out.
And he tugs at one of his ears, and
Alastor lets out a small gasp at the contact.
He's unfamiliar with it. Doesn't ask for it. Doesn't want it normally, but the brief touch from Lucifer's hands knocks the air out of his lungs, stuffs his head with cotton, makes him want to chase that feeling. Chase! Oh, Lucifer abruptly retracts his hand. Crap. Should I stop?
Alastor lets out a guttural growl, deep and irritated. I'll kill you if you stop.
Eventually, Lucifer resumes touching his ears, running through them gently. He has both hands on them now, and every now and then he ends up brushing through his hair with his fingers. How are your ears so cute?
Lucifer mumbles, and Alastor's brain officially short-circuits.
He snaps his head up to look at him. Lucifer is absolutely 100% brain red. Oh, fuck. God, I didn't mean to say that. Just ignore me. He stumbles over his words rapidly, face full of regret.
Is that my compliment today?
Alastor manages to say.
Or is that an insult?
Lucifer's confusion seems to override his discomfort. How could that be an insult?
Well, what makes anything cute? It's when they require protection, of course.
Alastor places his chin in his hand.
And I would like to think that I don't fall under that category.
You... Lucifer shoots him a look of exasperation. I made razzle and dazzle. I make rubber ducks. What do you think? It's a compliment, you fucking idiot.
I still have my doubts about that.
Alastor's voice is even, but his heart rate picks up and it's distractingly noisy. He does dip his head back down, and Lucifer, after a moment, resumes petting his ears. His hands are gentle, just as he remembered them to be, and he's thinking about their promise again, and God, he wants to hold Lucifer.
No! Alastor rejects!
Once was enough. Once was more than enough. He lifts his head up to drag his eyes across Lucifer's face, and he stares back. What is it?
Lucifer sounds a bit breathless. Nothing.
Alastor grits out. He feels like everything's spinning wildly out of control. He's falling deeper and deeper and deeper, and...
Once is not enough.
Despite everything, Lute knows better than to openly disobey Sarah's command. She's requested another meeting with her, only this time she knows exactly how to get permission to go down to hell.
Lute? Sarah fixes her with a stern look. I won't change my mind. There's too much at stake here, and I'm concerned you're going to stir up unrest.
I understand, Your Highness, but please, I just want to bring back... It's here that she has to admit something, and it hurts to even say it. I want to bring back Adam's body, Lute says quietly. You wouldn't let me go down for it after the extermination. He shouldn't be left there, and you know it.
Sarah's eyes widen at this. There's some sympathy that flashes through her steely stare, and her voice is a little softer. Lute is probably long gone by now.
It's a painful truth that Lute has trouble acknowledging, but she nods curtly anyway. I know. Even so, I still have to try.
Sarah sighs, stares out at the clouds of heaven. She finally looks back at Lute, and there's an air of resignation around her next sentence. Well, I can understand your feelings, at least. I'll permit you to go down there to look for him.
Sarah leans down, expression grave.
However, if I hear even a whisper about any sort of violence down there, you'll be held accountable.
Yes! Yes! Lute thinks, and she stands up straighter. Of course, I won't hurt them. It's the truth. She's not planning to injure anyone. But she's got something else up her sleeve.